Good morning. Today is Wednesday, so I'm gonna use Wednesdays to share some Wednesday wisdom. And I have decided one of the books that I use when I'm doing my coaching sometimes is The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. So, what I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to share one law with you and we'll talk about it. And, feel free to put your comments in the comment section. So today being my first Wednesday wisdom video, we are going to talk about the law of intentionality. What does it say? So the law of intentionality states that growth doesn't just happen. What does that even mean, you might be saying, right? So to me, growth doesn't just happen really means that I need to be intentional about the areas that I want to grow in. So, for example, I started my business at the start of this year. So if I want my business to get better, if I want my business to grow, then I have to be intentional about it. Now, you might be a student, you might be a professional. If you want to grow in your profession, if you want to grow in your career, there's some things that you will have to do intentionally so that you can grow. That's literally what it is, the law of intentionality. Growth doesn't just happen. So whatever you need to do it so that you can grow. If you want to get better, it's not going to just happen. It's not going to happen by magic. You're not going to sleep and wake up in the morning and you're better. You have to do something intentionally to grow. So today, let me just pose the question to you. What are you doing today to grow? What are you doing today to grow? Is there something that you need to be intentional about? Maybe each day that you wake up, you need to write an intentional list. What are the things you want to be intentional about today? A few days ago, I shared a video about attitude. You need to be intentional about fixing your attitude, about choosing the right attitude when you wake up. I shared about doing something you're passionate about. You need to be intentional about it because life can get in the way. Things can get in the way. So you need to get to that place where you are intentional about the things that you want to get done, about the things that you want to expand in, the things that you want to grow in. So if you want to grow in your speaking, right? Well, you have to be intentional about finding opportunities to speak. You have to be intentional about building your content so that when the opportunity comes, you're not looking to grow then, but rather because you've been intentional about growing, when the opportunity comes, you can just literally just slip into it and come on, you're there, right? So the law of intentionality. Growth doesn't just happen. And if you want to get a copy of the book, it's by John Maxwell. But I would really encourage you. It's a great read. And if you want to be intentional about your growth, if you've never read the book, it's a good place to start. But going back to the law of intentionality, what do you need to do today to be intentional about your growth? The areas I want to grow in might not be the same areas that you want to grow in. So I understand. I totally get that. But you need to be intentional about your growth. So do what you need to do to make sure that you are growing. Let every day be a day where you grow. Now, you don't have to grow in massive leaps and bounds. It could just be small baby steps of growth. So for example, if you want to grow in your knowledge of a certain subject or a certain area, guess what? Pick up a book, go read a book, listen to YouTube videos, go on Google, do some research in the area so you can grow and increase your capacity in it. But remember, it is not going to just happen. It doesn't happen by magic. You have to be intentional about doing the work and putting the work in. That's my Wednesday wisdom nugget for you, and I will be back next Wednesday with another law from the 15 laws of growth. Have a lovely day.